What's going on? Talking about games.com. I'm JBB. This guy over here, Yoni, he's so direct.
I wasn't yawning. I was
going to have you do your introduction.
Okay. Sorry.
And we have TG1 Eddie over here. So we're trying something a little different. We're here at the soldier's lair, as he likes to call it, where he tortures little animals on wheelchairs with this bad boy right here. So, Soldier, explain why we're here.
Okay, so today we're 2 days away from E3, right? Mm-hmm. I know Eddie's excited about E3 and all the PS Vita announcements that are coming.
Yes.
And JBB's excited about the Sony stuff that's coming up, right?
Absolutely.
And I, of course, am excited about the Microsoft stuff. And you guys can't see our logo back there, but it's back there. With a lot of E3 news coming up, we wanted to sit down and talk about the biggest winner and losers. And
you didn't even know what to say.
You're looking at me like...
Well, the whole thing here is with this video show that we're planning on doing, we want to add a new layer of entertainment at talkingaboutgames.com.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So we will eventually start off with E3. Are we going to do that today?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might as
seven
well.
Layers,
right,
seven layers of burritos.
7 layers of burritos, which in Taco Bell used to be 99 cents. So it was pretty good.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the...
That's mine? Oh,
This one's mine. We all have our Vitas here with us. And
show you guys
not like you're going to see anything.
See that? It's an Xbox logo because Xbox is the best.
What we're going to talk about, especially with the Vitas, is the... Whoa. He's actually playing Resistance Burning Skies. We're looking forward to some positive information and announcements for the PlayStation Vita. The device itself is a really good device. I know I love it. I play it every day in the train. I have that luxury. Some people don't drive. Some people don't. Well, some people do drive. Soldier walks to work.
Yeah. I get to play it at work when I'm on my break and lunch because I'm in the car.
And during work?
So, you know. We keep that quiet because you know.
I'm not going to lie. Sometimes during work, I am sitting down playing MLB. So what are you looking for, Soldier?
I'm looking forward
to anything
on the PS Vita front. This bad boy's going to get a price cut. As you guys can tell, it's already a flop. It flops around in my hand. You see this? Like, so I wouldn't doubt if they dropped the price by $50. This
$50.
$50 to what?
To $200 for the Wi-Fi version. Maybe $150 for the
3G.
No, I'm sorry, $200 for the 3G Wi-Fi and $150 for the.
That's too big of a drop.
That's too drop. That's
yeah.
Like
$300 for the 3G version.
Well, I'm paying $15 a month in AT&T data, and I'm not even using it. So I mean,
I stopped paying.
Yeah, so I
haven't even used it. I had my phone jailbroken, so that's what I was using.
So you just hotspot off of it?
Yeah.
Once I realized that there wasn't anything utilizing it besides Unit 13, I decided to drop the payments.
Well, that's my biggest thing too. Is I want to see more of these apps. I mean, it really hasn't come out with any apps besides I think YouTube. They said there's coming out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I want to see Sony, introduce some more apps into the device, so that we can get.
We're trying, folks. We're trying.
We're learning.
Somewhere in here it says talking about games.
Yes.
The new talkingaboutgames.com logo. So what else would you like to see as far as the Vita? Any particular games you want them to show?
Well, game-wise, yeah, I want to see some more games because really we haven't gotten, Resistance and now Gravity Rush, so there hasn't really been no games coming out. So I want to see what's coming up ahead, maybe a God of War, or even, they made enough ports of Kingdom Hearts. Why can't we get one? Nintendo has so many of them.
They'll eventually show the Call of Duty game that's supposed to be announced. As you can see, Soldier is truly in love with his PlayStation Vita. Don't let him fool you.
He even bought the grips for it.
How do you like the grips? I don't know if the audience can see the grips, but you do have them on a PlayStation Vita. How do you like it, Soldier?
The grips make this thing feel a lot more like a DualShock remote. So if you're one of those guys that really likes to use trigger buttons, like on the Xbox 360, the best remote ever made, then you'll love this because
Remote, he means controller.
controller remote, where I come from, is the same fucking thing.
Well, me too, but some people might actually tell you you're wrong and you're an ass or whatever
A remote?
because you don't know the difference. There's
You're
people-
always gonna get that one person who will tell you
That it's not a remote.
that you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. But all of us here, we're actually part of the Post Game Report podcast. You can catch us at talkingaboutgames.com. So, well, TG1 Eddie at times.
Yeah.
When he gets a phone call.
Yeah.
When he gets the email.
From-
Email.
Don't point at me. Sometimes I email you guys like 2 minutes before the show that we're going to record.
Then you gotta go higher.
You gotta go next to the Space Invader character. So as you can see, this show definitely follows the post-game report format to a T, but now you can see the madness for yourselves. One thing I'm looking for the PlayStation Vita is backwards compatibility. Not backwards, but the remote play.
If it doesn't have trophies, don't even bring it out.
Well, you're talking about ports, right?
Anything you put on the Vita must have trophies. If not,
Well, they all have so far.
that's what puts anything in the future. PS2 games, PS1 games,
Yep.
anything coming from PlayStation onto PS Vita must have trophies, in my opinion.
Well, I'm looking for the remote play. I want to play Killzone 3 in the toilet. Once in a while.
Is there any launch title I'm not aware of? Killzone Toilet?
No.
Killzone 3 in the toilet.
Oh!
Killzone toilet.
Killzone Toilet. Well, most of the Killzone games are trash.
Oh. Yeah, all right. Yeah, but, we'll see as far as the Vita is concerned. Look forward to that. But that's enough Vita talk. What
Yeah.
about Sony as a whole?
I
There's,
think their conference is gonna be based on the Vita though.
you think so? I mean, they have a lot of
I mean,
exclusives.
but
to
everything's
announce.
already been leaked. God of War has been leaked that was coming out. You figure even the Call of Duty, they're not gonna be at the Sony press conference.
Sony doesn't have a blockbuster accessory like the Kinect. So what they'll do, right? What they'll do
As you can
is
tell, he doesn't even have the
Yeah,
Kinect.
there's no Connect in this room.
it's actually connected somewhere else. What they'll do is they'll actually focus on games.
Which they've done in the last 3 years.
So Microsoft is going to focus on everything but games. Sony's going to do the direct opposite and focus on nothing but games. So that way we gamers can see what we're going to get. Because right now Sony's trying to win back the gamers that Microsoft is trying to give away. And the way you can do that is by showing gamers games they want to play.
So when you say Microsoft's giving them away, what do you mean by that?
Microsoft is grabbing the hardcore and core gamers and saying, here, we don't want you guys. Leave. We want the moms, the grandmas, the grandpas, the kids that want to watch Netflix and play Sesame Street games. We don't want you hardcore guys. That's why we're giving you another Gears of War game with nothing new, just recycled shit.
All right.
Well, maybe they come to a limit where their system can't do nothing else. Maybe it's time for a new system.
Maybe they're going to announce it at E3.
Well, the PS3, as far as limitations, it's reaching its limits. But the thing is, that's no reason to bring out new games, as far as Xbox is concerned.
There's no reason to bring out new games.
That's not a reason for them not to bring games. You know what I mean. So, back to Sony, I think Sony will announce a lot of games. I mean, they already said over
Last of
20
Us.
exclusives this year.
And The Last of Us, I want
to see what they're going to do with that.
Naughty Dog.
The Gears of War, the multiplayer, let's see if that's even good. I'm not Gears of War, God of War.
You know what?
I'm calling it now, Gears of War
I'm
coming on
sorry.
the PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I wouldn't. Think about it. No, think it's serious. Microsoft had a 3-game
Hour tour. Oh,
deal with Gears of War.
did they?
1, 2, and 3.
But didn't
They're
they just
done.
leak out a new... What was that leak? The new one, the new Gears.
That's what I'm saying. This has not even been done.
Was that
by
even
anything.
announced
It's
that it's
been-
Xbox?
No, they have. It.
It was
It's
on
gonna be on
Game
Xbox
Informer.
for
It's
sure.
Game Informer, yeah.
It's on Game Informer.
There's a chance it could be on PlayStation if the deal was for 3 Gears of War titles. They delivered the 3 titles. I mean, the IP is owned by Microsoft.
And it's not even the guys who did
It's
Gears
People
of
Can
War.
Fly who's doing this one.
Yeah. And
But the IP is owned by Microsoft, so
you heard it here first.
I didn't
Talking about
like it, but,
games,
you know.
Video show.
yeah.
Talking about
Tag.
games.com, video show, whatever the hell we're going to call this. We're calling it now. Gears of War, whatever the fuck they're calling it. What's it called now?
Justice, Prejudice,
Justice, or I got my
Judgment.
my ass locked up. Oh,
Judgment,
Well, in the cover they show Cole, right, in handcuffs.
and Baird. There's 2 alternate
And Baird.
covers.
So I'm assuming they're going to show Marcus, and Dom wasn't in jail.
Dom's dead.
No, but this is before. This is a prequel.
This is the prequel.
Oh no, Dom's a commando.
Okay.
He's a commando, and if it's really cool to actually show Marcus fighting with Dom's older brother Carlos. Carlos gets blown up in front of Marcus's face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it Carlos Ferro?
No.
Oh.
The Santiago family has had a tough time.
Yeah.
All the kids are dead. Mom's dead. Dom's
Maria,
dead.
Spoilers.
Maria's dead.
Spoilers.
The brother's dead.
the daughter.
Daughter's dead. Did I have a daughter?
Yeah, right. They had a daughter.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean.
Oh yeah, the 2
Just a
kids.
picture
It's a
up
boy
there.
and a girl.
Okay.
Benji and some other chick.
And Benny.
Benji and Betty.
Bob and Bill.
I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
can
we're not gonna
see
wait.
this, but
What's that? What's
I
that?
don't know if they can see. Let me see if they can see that.
Probably not.
No, it's too
I mean,
blurry.
too many-
if anything, we
too
can.
much-
That
edit.
was the actual new Xbox 360 I was showing off.
Ah,
Maybe
if
next
anything,
time,
then
guys.
we could probably edit a picture in there. So.
I don't know how to do that.
No, I know.
Maybe you can teach me.
All right, so let's move along to Microsoft. Soldier's forte, his boy is
I think they can't
Larry
do.
Herb.
They can't do Connect again this year. They would have to show at least 2 or 3 games.
they're gonna do a lot of Connect stuff.
Yeah, but can they afford to do that again?
They
I mean,
feel
the
they
last
can.
year was basically all Connect.
They put so much time, money, and effort into the Connect accessory, which I call it.
Mm.
They made it sound like a freaking console launch. So they have to justify having that accessory and putting so much money and putting so much faith into that shit.
Yeah.
And you got a motorcycle helmet.
Yeah, well, since we're getting ready to talk Gears of War 3, I figured I'd put it on.
Gears of War 3.
Microsoft Gears of War 3. All right.
So in the back he has a Gears of War
In the
logo
front, he has
on the
logos.
side.
This is what he uses when he really plays Gears.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like to record PGR in this
Yeah.
because I feel like Master Chief. So Halo 4.
Yeah, speaking
you
of
go.
Master Chief, we're gonna see some footage for Halo 4 finally. I'm expecting after speaking to Phoenix today, you know he works for 343
Yeah.
Studios. We're lying.
He's on the bandwagon now.
He was saying we both agreed that we would like a step above Halo Reach, but we're not expecting a leap due to limitations in the hardware. What I do want to see is some type of foundation that's going to be ready to be used when the next console comes, and a type of foundation that would allow the new Halo franchise or the new story arc to go leaps and bounds ahead of what we've seen from Halo.
Mm.
And speaking of Halo, his visor's
Yeah, they just,
fogging up.
yeah. It's called Breathe. Yeah, they,
So, what do you think about Halo 4?
No.
You look like my freaking delivery guy that delivers burritos. In the little scooter with the bags over the. You believer?
You guys probably want me to put the helmet back on, but Halo 4 is going to be epic. It's
Yeah,
going
you
to
think
be
so?
it's going to be a pretty solid game, and I very much look forward to it. I just hope that they don't find a way to bring Master Chief back into civilization too fast.
You don't want to see him in Earth?
Not necessarily Earth. Last thing we saw of him was him floating
Yeah.
or
space.
falling to another planet. And it's supposed to be
Forerunner technology.
Forerunner technology, unknown universe, fighting a new enemy. What I don't want is UNSC showing up and dropping warthogs and pelicans and the same old shit.
So you
know?
want him to be technically the only human
By
Yeah,
himself.
that's
this
the
particular
new
planet.
Yeah. Now they
They
have
said they were
said,
going to announce new Spartans.
well, actually they've already announced who it is. The new Spartan.
Who?
You.
Ah,
Yeah, he said, I'm serious.
I'm serious. You guys haven't heard?
nah.
Nah.
Okay, this is legit. I'm
That's
not even
his
joking
name. He's
around.
Asian. You?
No. I'm not even joking around.
This
So
is serious.
This is serious shit.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Can I take this down?
Yeah, go for it. I think there's. Oh.
That was Eddie.
Yeah. No, I can fix that later.
I'll fix it.
Drywall.
That's a brute.
So you
He
guys
says
remember
anything
playing?
bad.
Oh. You guys remember playing Halo Reach,
Mhm.
right? Halo Reach, you played as Noble. 6.
Noble 6.
You played as Noble 6, right? And you can decorate him or fix him, customize him however you want, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this new Halo 4, the new Spartan is going to be you. You're going to play as Master Chief's buddy while you're in co-op. They've designed a co-op game, single player, where the co-op guy is going to be whoever you pick. So, like, say you're Master Chief, someone jumps in with you, they're going to play as that extra Spartan.
They get
So that means he's gonna have to have the Spartan with him. A Spartan with him.
Yes.
and single player.
Mm-hmm.
But who's that
Who's that
fictional
extra
Spartan?
You are. If there's a second player there, it's there. If he's not there, it's not there at all.
All right, so they're technically not going to announce a new Spartan.
No, it's not. It's not a new Spartan because you're playing that Spartan.
Mm.
It's kind of like I think what do they call it? Progressive character.
Character development.
Yeah, something like that. CGI.
All right, I put your.
She's gonna fall in the middle of the night. Like,
There's 3 Xboxes right under there. Just
Yeah.
letting you know.
We can see his farm system. It'll be in video montage I put together. But yeah, actually, he has 3 Xboxes right here.
and one on.
One that is on. He has 1 monitor and 2 televisions. And he explained how he does his farm system.
Right. And this is all paid with taxpayer money, ladies and gentlemen. So don't worry about me stealing anything other than taxpayers' money.
What about multiplayer? You think Halo 4 is going to introduce something that's going to be like truly entertaining and a step above what's currently out?
Would they have to? Because I mean, their multiplayer works as it is.
It works, but not too many people playing. I mean, there's still hundreds of thousands, but that multiplayer that's going to take over the realms of what COD has.
Well, what they've done in the past with multiplayer with Halo is that you have the red team, you have the blue team, and it didn't fit into the storyline at all. It was just whatever. Well, this one actually fits in the storyline. That's where they're going to get that extra Spartan from. All right? So the UNSC has this floating command base where the Spartans train.
Like the Avengers?
Yeah, the bigger. And
Port.
yeah, and these Spartans are training to be Master Chief's buddy on mission.
If
So
this
let's say
works, I will have it attack you.
So let's just say you played Slayer, right?
Slayer.
The winner of that Slayer match has the honor of going down to Halo
Going to the
4
planet and
fight you with Master Chief.
oh man! All right, I got my turret ready. Pointed at soldier.
Are you there?
Now, Justin is a big Halo fan. He was watching the video. There's a kid
His
that
son.
does, my son. He there's a kid that does, I believe it's Halo Follow or Follow Halo or whatever. He was showing some raw footage of CGI, and it looked like Star Wars. It looked like a Sith or something, but it didn't have skin color. It was a shape. But you see the character. I actually did the robot like just now. You guys didn't even notice. But it didn't even have like a full environment. So this guy is using power, and he's bringing somebody through the other side of the door. Like he teleported a Spartan through the other side of the door and grabbed him in midair. And then like did a power up, and he flew right into the door with him.
Was this Halo?
That's the thing. The Spartan was holding a freaking battle rifle. It had a Spartan helmet. The character that was being held in the air.
Was it Darth Vader?
No, this other guy had his helmet off.
Oh.
And they were saying that maybe it's a Forerunner that's fighting this guy.
Well, the Forerunners look kind of weird, right? They have like triangle capes and
Yeah. They have those helmets. Kind of look like Spartan. Yeah.
CQBs.
But it's a 3-4-3 game. And they were saying this could be Halo 4. But it wouldn't make sense if you're fighting somebody with superpowers. That would be kind of freaking weird. We never had anyone like that in the Halo universe.
Superpowers?
Yeah. Then again, we're starting all over. But that would be kind of stupid, right? Somebody with freaking Jedi powers.
Like you said, they wouldn't fit in the world.
Unless they were using the Spartan model as a filler while designing another game. But they're designing this game right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid was saying, why would they do that and do 2 games at once? What are you laughing at?
I was doing something crazy.
Laughing?
I was doing something weird on the TV
Oh, yeah?
I was going like this.
Yeah.
That's not going to be up there.
All right, what about Nintendo? Speaking of that, I mean, that fits in with
Nintendo.
Wii U.
Wii U, yes. At this point, I feel Nintendo is... Nintendo, wow.
It's so behind. It's still gonna be behind.
You know what? This is what sucks about Nintendo right now. The Nintendo Wii U would have came out last year. They would have been able to capitalize on all these Modern Warfare, all these games, right? Well, they're getting ready to come out with this console, which is going to be what the Xbox 360 and the PS3 can do right now.
Yeah.
In 1 year, when the Xbox comes out, in 2 years, probably when the PS3 comes out, the Wii U is going to be irrelevant again, and they're going to be right back where they started. With the Nintendo's, the bottom of the barrel graphics,
Yeah.
then you got the Xbox and the PS3 leading the way. So, there's stories there that the new Nintendo Wii U cannot even run Unreal Engine 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, and that's what's pretty much going to be the next generation of games. You know, you hate all the games like that Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's inevitable.
So, I mean, what that means is that they're going to develop for the highest console, then port it down to the lower ones. Meaning
Now,
Nintendo's
these rumors
gonna
are, reliable source, or it's just
be speculation.
speculation running rampant on the internet?
That's me.
Oh,
Now, according to what I've been hearing, they're running some amazing graphics on the Wii U.
mm-hmm.
So we're hearing conflicting stories.
Mm-hmm.
What if they future-proof the Wii U?
How?
Because we've seen that on consoles, they're going to be limited regardless in 3-4 years. So what if they come out with 4 gigs of memory, onboard memory, where if you remember the PS3 only has 256, it can't even do cross-game chat because of it.
Yeah, but Nintendo hasn't even jumped into the internet part of gaming.
Well, they said they will.
And that's not going to happen overnight, because we saw what happened with Sony when they tried.
Well,
So
Sony
it's going to be rocky
is
at
bare
first.
bones. Sony is like, all right, you're going to play video games on your console, and through the years we'll add little features here and there. So, I don't know. It doesn't look like you guys are.
What is the price point on the Wii going to be?
Well, we'll have to see.
Well,
What do you
it
think?
has that freaking tablet, so that's gonna
So
be
you're looking at
expensive.
300. I'm saying over 300.
At least four.
Yeah,
Four-
I think that's
400.
too much.
4 to 450.
You
Because
better do a lot.
and the Wii U itself is only going to be about $200, I think, 250. But it's those freaking tablets that are going to drive the price up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at $400, you think it's gonna sell?
At $400, it'll be cheap.
Remember on the post-game report, I said that with those tablets, I predicted that we'll be able to take those remotely and play. Play remotely, number one, and then have tablet-specific games for it. Where you can
can't
play
because that
on the
tablet has to be a certain distance from the Wii for it to work.
For remote play, but I'm talking about games specifically
So
for
those
the
tablets,
tablets.
they're not gonna need memory.
They're gonna need memory,
They're gonna be like
which
retarded
would drive
iPads.
the fucking price regardless. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why when they first said you're gonna use one tablet per console, and now people are saying no, you can use more. But I thought they were gonna use one because of the price.
Yeah, they're gonna be like expensive remotes.
$150.
That's more than a Wii remote.
That's for another $50 you get a new console.
Yeah.
That's the price of a freaking 3DS.
You get a Kindle for $200.
I don't know.
Why would
What
you
was that
buy a
game that
Kindle?
they had that was it Rayman where he put toys on top of it and it
Oh no, that's by Activision. That's
Call of
or was
Duty.
it Ubisoft?
no Activision. The little toys.
Then he put
They have memory cards. I have them in my car.
no, it wasn't.
Skylander?
Skylander.
No, it was a trailer that came out.
Pikachu.
It was a trailer. Remember, it was a trailer that came out on IGN for the Wii U. It was Rayman, and then they put on top of the Wii tablet, they put action figures. But it didn't show what happened. It put like Altair from
Assassin's Creed.
yeah, and then
Smash Bros.
it went like that.
That would be cool.
No, but the kid put like shapes and stuff,
Yeah, because I know
and it showed up in the game as it was going.
because with the Skylanders, those things you put on that little
I like
platform.
Pokemon games, right?
Yeah, but that little toy records. It keeps his data as long as you're playing in the game. So as you level up, that toy levels up. So even if you take it to somebody else's house,
It keeps it.
it
Yeah,
keeps
but
his
that's-
level.
Take memory
This
card.
was
yeah.
taking anything. So the way they made it look, like you could take any shape,
So was a
even a character or something, put it on top, and it reads
Oh shit.
this and puts it in the game as a background, even indicating that it could be a character, a boss or something.
So that's gonna drive up the price then.
Yeah, maybe we could put it on a link on the video if I find that shit again.
I say 3 to 350. That's what I think.
Yeah, and lately a lot of news has been coming out about E3. So a lot of people are like, why are we even having E3 if everybody's announcing their shit? He's picking his nose. So you guys can see how he acts during PGR. He's picking his nose.
I was fake picking my nose, dude.
Except he's dressed because we're here.
Always stressed.
Do we think there's a need for E3 in a few years?
I hope so, because I want to go.
I think you always need it. It boosts. It gives the gamers a boost, something to look forward to.
Does it really? I mean, we have PAX East, we have GDC,
But there's no announcements.
So
yeah,
we
but
don't-
there's no announcements at PAX. When we go to PAX, we just go to play
but they
whatever.
can make
game.
announcements.
PAX
This-
OS is going to have the Wii U this year.
Because publishers got to pay an arm and a leg
Mhm.
a yearly subscription for E3.
Yeah.
And then now you're starting to see these announcements on the internet, and they could easily make their own little press conferences
Yeah.
remotely.
One
somewhere.
one E3 pass is the equivalent to $1,000. That's how much they charge people that don't have the proper credentials to get into E3. $1,000.
Yep.
So you figure they're charging the average guy that wants to go see a $1,000. They're charging these companies hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to put their stuff up.
To be
For
members.
booths.
It's a membership.
Yeah.
So that's why when you said the losers and the winners of E3, it's the ESA. They're the ones who win. Because
They're the
they
winners.
get all that fucking money.
Like this
Yep.
Your money's his
They're
mine.
like suckers. Thank you. But I think in 3 years it's gonna be no more E3. I don't think it's gonna have the same impact.
They'll open it up to the public. They'll do something wild like that. See, if they were smart, they'd make it like Comic-Con, but not really that smart.
Well, if they're really smart, they'll bring it to New York. Right?
Yeah, well,
I think their contract's gonna expire, right?
I don't know.
I heard something like that. Any last words before we cut this off? And you're yawning in the camera.
I was trying to turn my head.
You see how they have me standing up? I can't even sit down. You know, my corns hurt.
You know, there's one thing that Eddie wants to say. Go ahead, Eddie.
Oh yeah, I did. I wanted to say one thing.
Didn't you?
What did you want to say?
I just wanted to say, can't wait for E3.
Whoops.
Soldier was gonna fill in the blank with everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pointing it to whoever fucks up.
Oh,
Give me a shot.
take that.
All right, so this is going to end the very first episode of this video show, which by the next one we should have like extra footage of interviews that we're planning on doing
Mm-hmm.
with gamers, not interviews with developers or anything. There goes the famous music.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
There goes the anthem of this generation.
That's right.
So make sure you listen to our podcast, the Post Game Report, at talkingaboutgames.com. And what else, Soldier?
Everyone talk about games. We are young.
Yeah.
Yes. Except for me, I'm 40 years old.
Yes,
according to these guys.
This song does not apply.
All right, everybody. Talk to you next week.